What's that for?
Look, it's a fan for you, you know?
Now and all the guys who with tents, but this should be there's daytime. No?
This is not Luna Bark. That is Oprah.
What do you...
Barely 20 minutes. Half a cord, if not more. Incredible. So, how does this magical invention work? Well, I'll show you. We have our motor, pretty low power motor, 110 volts, 2 horsepower, 13 amp. Rotates at about 3,500 RPMs. Very quiet, as you heard. We have 2 flywheels. Zoom in there. There's one, and there's another one on the side. This is the one that's driven by the belt. Looks like around a 50-pound flywheel or less. Here's the other one. And we will go here to show you the rack and pinion mechanism. So pulling this out, you can see under there the pinion or the gear, and here's the rack. And essentially what happens is, as you unlock this safety lever and you pull this front forward, this just pushes the rack down to engage upon the gear. And that's probably the roughest point of this whole design. Can't really see the rack there engaging, but the engagement of this action is just it's very mechanical. You know, there's no like clutch system. There's nothing in there to soften the blow. So as you go like this and pull this up, the gear is rotating at a decent amount of speed, and the rack needs to physically engage with that. I mean, it seems to work fine, but it definitely is like kind of a jarring feeling as you pull it back and it catches upon the rack. Possibly something that could be improved with a more elegant clutch type system design to be a little softer in the engagement, but it works. And you know, simpler is less to worry about having to replace should something break. The welds on this they're okay. These ones are pretty decent. It seems like the welds where it matters are pretty thick, and then there's some welds up here on the front that are kind of shabby, but there's really not a structural element. All the welding around here for the actual splitting wedge is very solid. It's a little messy, but it's good enough. I do like that on the back here we have some adjustability in the motor position. So we have a slot design, 4 slots here, and then we have also this tensioning bolt right here. So should this belt ever come loose or I need to take it off, this is a nice design to be able to just retract this motor ever so slightly and repair that. Wheels are solid, good quality, good size. Overall, I feel like the unit is a little low off the ground, but I'm also quite tall. I'm about 6'8", so I think I'll just have to build a platform eventually to raise it up and get some more height out of it. All said and done, I think this is an incredible unit. The 2-second cycle time is very accurate. It's incredibly fast, and this is going to up my capability to produce firewood astronomically compared to manually what I was doing before. I also used to use a hydraulic gas-powered splitter. Incredibly loud, very slow cycle time, and this is so easy. A child could do it, literally. And this is the way to go, in my opinion. Very efficient design with the motor. Just the way that it's operating, you're just using a small powered motor to get the flywheels going, and then that's gathering inertia and storing kinetic energy over time, which is then unleashed in this rapid mechanical action. It's way more efficient than using an electric motor to then push hydraulic fluid to split the logs. So great design, very ingenious. I'm not sure why it took me so long to find out about these things, but in my opinion, this is the way of the future, and it's just the way to go. Very quiet, very simple. There's one thing to consider compared to the gas splitters or an electric hydraulic splitter, which is the mechanism in general, given that it is a rack and pinion design and it does roll. You can see right here, there's 2 ball bearings. See if you can see those. These ball bearings right here, I've used this for 1 day and they're already a little gummed up. So over time I could see that becoming more and more of an issue, and in the owner's manual you're supposed to clear it out quite frequently, which just, you know, something to consider. I'm sure if you do like anything, if you do proper maintenance, it'll last a lot longer than if you don't. And another one is that already in the first 20 minutes of operating this thing, this right here, you can see there's a very slight gap between this pinion right here. This is like the striker plate here, and there's a small gap between there. That has gotten filled numerous times, probably 5 or 6 times already in 20 minutes with little bits of bark, and it kind of creates a shim that wedges itself in between this, and what'll happen is the striker will come forward, hit the top, and then just stay in position like that. See? Oh, it actually just locks itself like that, so you can operate on it. But it's minor. That's minor. I mean, you can just get in there and kind of clean it out, but one of them was actually quite difficult to get that little wedge of wood out of there. The retraction mechanism is this long spring here. Pretty simple. And then we have 2 rollers on the bottom, and no worries about these getting gummed up for the most part because they're on the underneath there. Nice enclosure, very safe. I like the 2-handed operation. There's really no risk of having your hand out there accidentally, which was, in my opinion, a very real safety hazard when I was using the hydraulic gas splitter, is that I could operate the splitter with one hand and then be manipulating the log, and there's just no possibility for that to happen with this setup. So I like that.